This is Anna, and I'm Anna, and this is Geeks Uncensored. We're a weekly show. We go on at noon every Friday, and we talk about tech, and we have cool guests. We're actually supposed to have a couple guests today, but some unfortunate things happened.
Yeah, we were supposed to have some cool speakers today. They're definitely going to be on in the next few weeks or so. One of them being Andrew Major from Simple Geo.
And Gina Vakili from Canon Partners.
Yeah. So what else can we talk about? Earlier today, we were sitting at Starbucks and ran into a unnamed Google employee who talked to us a little bit about the Nexus S, correct? Is it the Nexus
yes,
S?
Because it was actually funny because he is a Google employee, and we saw that he had an iPhone.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about how a lot of Google employees have iPhones, which is very interesting, but of course they also have Android phones, which makes sense.
So they have two phones. They have like their personal phone, which is an iPhone, and then they have their Android phone, which they bring to work, and they hide their iPhones at work.
Hide those iPhones, Google employees.
Yes, and it's interesting because he said that they actually get a lot of their ideas from the iPhone.
Yeah.
So, so that's why iPhones are cool.
iPhones are cool. We both have iPhones.
Yeah, we both have iPhones. And, but we wanted to just talk about the Nexus X, and it's supposed to be, we're not sure if it really exists.
Yeah,
or not.
So there's a lot of rumors going around, but according to this unnamed Google employee, apparently it'll shoot laser beams and turn
And it's going to turn into a shark.
Yes. So that's all the info that we got. Very exclusive. You heard it here first. But anyway, what else is going on this week, Anna?
Well, the Yahoo, their layoffs. I guess somebody reported that they laid off 20% of their employees, and I guess that they're saying the rumor is not true, but it seems like Yahoo's kind of not doing that well. So. What do you think about Yahoo, and where do you think it's going to be in 5 years?
It's kind of interesting, I feel like, because of there's so many other obviously competing services to Yahoo. Yahoo's really losing traction, but I think they're doing some really cool stuff. Like, I know that they've really picked up their game on product, and I don't know. We'll see how it all turns out. But yeah. The one thing I can't stand, speaking of Yahoo, just to throw it out there, I'm just going to share my beef, but I can't stand Yahoo email.
Yeah, because it's all junk.
Yeah, well, and it's hard. It's a hard product to, like, mess with, and I have a hard time searching through my email box. I have a hard time.
Yeah, I actually, I used to have
emails in general.
Yeah, I used to have a Yahoo account, which I haven't looked in for years now, just because it's so difficult, because every time I go in there, it's just junk. And, I can't find, my actual messages just because it's so polluted. But I mean, AOL seems like they're doing okay. They just purchased TechCrunch, and they're doing some stuff. So, and I think Yahoo is definitely ahead of the game. Yeah. So I think they'll be around, because Google needs some competition. You can't just be a monopoly in this business. So, so we're not.
I think we're all spoiled by Gmail, though. We love Gmail. Gmail is amazing. I know. Geeks Uncensored is running off Gmail email. My company has Gmail.
Yeah, I use Gmail for my company too, and all my accounts are pretty much Gmail based.
Yeah,
because it's really easy to use.
Yeah,
and
I love it.
Priority Mail is a newest thing that they added to Gmail, so we definitely use that. Do you like Priority Mail?
I haven't used it yet. I'm so it's interesting with Gmail because you have so many filters and so easy to set everything up that I've really kind of use my Gmail account to plan a lot of my business activities, and because I've now had this routine that I've built over the last year and a half, it's really almost hard for me to add another product, you know what I mean, and use something new in order to be able to prioritize my emails.
Yeah, no, as far as email goes, I think Gmail's probably definitely the best free choice. And I remember when they first came out, you have to get invited to it, and now it's free for all, and it's really easy. Actually, schools run off the Gmail platform now, so it's really easy to use. And let's see, we wanted to talk a little bit about the new browser.
Oh yeah, so I think that Rockmelt is still in private beta, but I actually got a chance to try out Rockmelt this past week. I don't know if you guys know much about it, but it's a new browser that's running off of, it's based off of Chrome, and it has some pretty awesome social extensions. So basically, it lets you bring in your Facebook and your Twitter feed into your web browser and makes it easier to share content, and then also be able to get updates on your friends and on your feeds without ever going to Twitter or Facebook.
Yeah, so basically it's kind of trying to get rid of like all those other things like, you know, Sesmic and TweetDeck, because it's putting everything inside the browser.
Though,
I mean, what was your experience using it? Because you said it wasn't that exciting.
So I'm really excited about this idea. It's
a new idea.
Yeah, well, it's kind of phenomenal. But I guess, like, love you, Rockmelt team. You guys are amazing. I was just a little underwhelmed. There's just not enough value there for me to switch. I'm a avid Firefox user, and it's really hard for me to kind of switch away from something that I'm so used to using. And obviously, web browsers are one of the hardest, you know, products to get into on the web.
And I've actually used to use Chrome, and then once I got my MacBook, the Chrome just was crashing all the time, so I just went to Firefox and also Safari, so that's what I use.
Yeah.
See, and it's kind of hard to switch from once you have a browser that you like and you set all your bookmarks and you know,
it's
just
hard
kind
to
of
switch.
have everything. It's really hard to switch.
So if you're going to make a web browser, give us enough incentive to really make that switch over, or it's going to be a one-time use scenario.
Yeah, so do you think you're going to go back to the browser?
I think I'll check for updates. I think that they have some really cool stuff in store that's going to make the experience a lot better. But right now, they have left-hand and right-hand navigation bars down both sides, which make it a little difficult for me because when I'm talking about using my browser, I use the top nav bar, obviously.
Yes, because that's what I use too, because you're so used to it.
Because that's where everything is.
Yeah, you can't really change that stuff on people.
And then on the left-hand side, you can kind of click through all your friends and add your favorites. And on the right-hand side, you can add your Twitter and your Facebook and I think a couple other things. And then you can check your feed while you're browsing the internet. And it makes it difficult for me to always check the left and the right-hand side of my page, right? Because it takes a lot of extra.
Like, you have to be like, your eyeballs are moving.
I'm going to go cross-eyed. No, I'm just kidding. But I know I had a couple conversations with some people that I really respect this week about Rockmelt. And they were saying that if Rockmelt added instant personalization to the product, it would make it a lot better, and I completely agree with them. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what kind of stuff they have in store for us.
Do you have any idea when it's going to go live?
I'm not sure. I think it may have already. I'm sorry that I don't have the current update. I was kind of just really excited about my beta invite, and then I checked it once and walked away. But I think if it hasn't gone public yet, it will very soon. So keep an eye out on.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be doing some major marketing for this product.
Yeah,
and
I know they've been all over the news this last week, so definitely keep an eye on them. But awesome idea.
Yeah, and then we also wanted to briefly talk about Dig and just trying to figure out what's happening there and to see if there's any solutions. And I mean, we basically think that they still have a chance to survive. Right?
Yeah, I mean they've made such a name for themselves that I think it's going to be hard for them to totally die out. But we'll see what happens, right?
Yeah, and you know, the layoffs, and sometimes a company has to fail to succeed, right?
That's true.
And that's what we were talking about a couple weeks ago, is failure leading to a success later on. And
speaking of FailCon, we interviewed Mr. Paul B, Mr. Friend Feed guy.
Yes.
At FailCon a couple weeks ago. We'll have that footage on
probably
YouTube.
Next week. YouTube. So we'll
but
definitely...
big congratulations to Paul and Harj, who were just announced as the newest partners of Y Combinator. That is awesome and amazing. And they're both really, really cool guys and really just deserve what they're being handed. So I'm really excited
and
for them.
And he was really, like, he did not, like, talk about his products at all.
Yeah, it was interesting because I'd never met Paul before, and I'd walked up to him and asked him for an interview, and he was just so humble, and I had no idea.
Yeah, because, like, there was other people, like, running up to him, like, signing their iPads and stuff, and we're like, we didn't even know who he was, and we're like, hey,
give it up to ignorance, right? Exactly. I'm like, hi, can I interview you? And I saw his name in the news today. I was really just excited for him, and then I met Harj at Startup School a couple weeks ago, and he's just an amazing guy and really gets stuff done at YC.
Yeah, so congratulations, guys.
So congrats.
Way to go. And so we wanted to also chat a little bit about the new rules for media ethics.
This is Anna's topic, so take it away, Anna.
Well, you know, we just wanted to talk about a couple things like what is exactly the ethics for new media? New media being social media and emails and like checking your email at work and all those things like that. So at first, you know, if you are blogging, you have to let your readers know where you're coming from. So disclosure is very important.
Yeah.
And also, you know, a lot of bloggers, I guess, you can't really say that you're a reporter if you're really not.
What defines a reporter nowadays? I have the hardest time understanding what the black and white there is, because there seems to not be. So, like, how do you actually decide that you're a reporter?
Well, I mean, I actually read Joey O'Deal's article on that because I guess she was getting a lot of questions about this topic, and she wrote an article, like a really long article about this, and she said that if somebody that's a reporter, like a tech reporter or whatever, they would have to have a degree in communications or, you know, writing or something like that, and then they would have to have a voice, you know, and they would have to contribute all the time. Yeah. So, you know, to be a real reporter. But I think, you know, I think journalism is different online and offline. I really don't think, you know, you could consider somebody that's just a blogger to be a journalist. I mean, what do you think?
So, newsflash, everybody. If you have a Tumblr blog and have been blogging for like a week, you're not a reporter!
Exactly.
Big surprise.
So it's kind of, you know, a lot of people think that, oh, if you just start a blog, you're, you know, a credible source. But I think you really have to build your audience, and, you know, you have to do research on what you write about. Yeah, because a lot of, you know, the ethics goes in, like, how do people feel if somebody takes your content and they use it for their website? You know, what do you do with that? Like, that's the ethics that people are working on, and the laws are coming out. Like, is that copyright? Or what if you know, because most blogs on the bottom, they say, like, copyright, but we didn't copyright our blog.
That's true.
So it's just, you know, most blogs don't actually copyright their blogs.
Yeah. But then again, we're also not reporters.
No, we're not. Like, you know, Polinsky and I were not reporters. We're just, you know, we're just talking about technology.
We're just here to have fun with you.
Exactly. And we know a lot about the industry, so we just wanted to share some of our knowledge and bring some guests, but we're not claiming to be tech reporters by any means, you know. But it's not, you know, I think if you are, you have to do a lot of research to be a reporter.
Ooh, I have a good question for you.
What's that?
Okay, let's start with this. What are some of your favorite tech news sources, and then who are some of your favorite reporters?